is that being we call human, after all? What is this living animal organism of flesh, blood, and bones, nerves, and mind, which lives for a while and then dies, and which the great majority of people esteem so highly, as if it were their own immortal self, and for the comfort of which they often sacrifice their self-respect, their dignity, honor, and virtue? Is it anything else than an animal, in whom an intellectual activity of a higher order than in other animals predominates? Can this mental activity be the product of the mechanical, chemical, and physiological activity of dead matter? If not, what is the cause of this activity? And can this cause exist independently of the form? What is a human being without any intelligence? If intelligence, as it must be, is an attribute of the spirit, what is a human being without any spirit and without spiritual intelligence? While meditating on this question, a stupid laugh sounded close by my side. I had been so engaged with my thoughts that I hadn't noticed the stranger's approach. But looking up, I saw close by my side one of those locals often found in the mountainous countries of Switzerland and Savoy. I was somewhat surprised and startled, and not a little annoyed at the unwelcome interruption, and I asked him rather abruptly, "What do you want?" A broad grin passed over the dwarf's face, for such he certainly was, as he answered, "Master says I should guide you to his house." I was somewhat astonished by his reply, but thinking that no intelligent answer was to be expected from him, I asked, "Who is your master?" His answer was, "Imperator." And as he spoke that word, a spark of intelligence seemed to shine in his eyes, and his tone indicated that this imperator, whoever he might be, was undoubtedly somebody to whom this dwarf rendered implicit obedience. I attempted to ask him more questions and find out who this imperator was or where he lived, but all my efforts were to no avail, and the dwarf merely grinned and repeated the words he had already said. Therefore, I finally decided to go with him and see how the adventure would end. The dwarf walked ahead, and I followed him towards the base of this inaccessible mountain. While walking, my guide often turned back to see whether I was following him, so I had a good opportunity to study his dress and features. He wasn't over 3 feet high, and evidently a hunchback. His clothing consisted of a hooded brown gown, which made him appear like a small Capuchin monk of the order of St. Augustine. An immense big head and a comparatively large body rested upon very thin and small legs, while his feet seemed again to be extraordinarily large. Perhaps because of his small size and the healthy color of his face, he appeared to be almost a child, but this opinion was contradicted by the gray beard of considerable length adorning his face. He carried a staff made of a tree limb, which he had evidently picked up on his way.